Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear brothers and sisters, today's topic of the lecture is going to be on the relationship between husband and wife. Unfortunately, around the world we see a lot of negatives happening, and that people's lives are severely affected, their marital lives are affected, and this is a problem in almost every household because they are unable to manage their relationships, and we would like to throw some light on that. When the husband and the wife, when their when the hearts are not met, their relationships become sour, and it is not just the relationship between the husband and the wife that gets affected, but a larger set of people attached from both sides, their relationships get affected. See, when the hearts of the husband and the wife are met, there's no bigger rahmah than that. And when there are differences in the hearts of men and women, between the husband and the wife, there is no bigger um, problem than that. Unfortunately, before we get married, we see a lot of positives on both sides. The husband sees a lot of positives of the wife, and the wife sees a lot of positives of the husband. But after marriage, they only begin to see the negatives of each other, and therefore it is said that whatever you want to think and decide and make istikhara, all of that should be done before marriage. But once it's done, once the marriage has been done, we must consider them as a niyama. We must consider each other as a niyama. The husband must consider that the wife is a niyama. The wife must consider the husband to be a niyama. And we must understand that this is a big deception of shaitan to only look at the flaws and the shortcomings of each other. And this is a common problem. We have to understand that this relationship between the husband and the wife is a very big relationship, because it is through them that generations will be born out of it. There'll be a whole nasl which will start from it, and these are several generations that we're talking about, and it is a very big thing. So it's important to understand the DNA, the fabric of relationships, especially marital relationships. Our talks, alhamdulillah, we try and make them on the basis of wisdom, and the hadith, whatever we have, whatever experience that we have, and the experience of my father, Dr. Mohsin Ali, the experiences that he has had with the top ulama, because the ulama, the experiences of the ulama cannot be negated. The firasa that they have, that the experience with which what they say, because they have seen countless situations, and what comes out of their tongue have a lot of weight and a lot of wisdom. They serve as the navigation through which we must navigate our lives, and therefore it is important to think through these things and to live life in a way that is not just a life that you're living through, but a life worthy of living. If the family life is not good, unfortunately nothing will be good, because how much time does the person spend in the mosque? How much time does he spend at his business? And a big portion of a person's life is spent with his spouse, and he is at home. But unfortunately, shaitan will not allow a peaceful environment of the home. He will not allow man and women to not have differences, and he will ensure that there are differences which will keep both of them away from each other and ruin the peace of the family life. Therefore, to understand the DNA of this relation, is important, that what is inside a husband and what is inside a wife. The relationship between husband and wife is not one of just romance. It cannot possibly just be the story of Layla and Majnu, and this is a big mistake to consider that. But we must rather look at each other as something for our tarbiyah, something for our islah, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has made one another like that, because they do tarbiyah of the other person, and that person will get drawn towards Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Sometimes the husband will say something, sometimes the wife will say something, and sometimes both of them can be at fault. It is not that it is only the wife that is at fault or the husband is at fault. And we have to also know that the dunya is a place of examination. It is a place of trials and tribulations, and the marital life cannot just be one of romance and Layla and Majnu. And this is a deception that many married people live in. Um, Man thinks that he has gotten something of comfort and pleasure for himself, and he does not, he does not make it important to understand what really constitutes of the wife. And both of them have to understand that what is a husband and what is a wife, what makes the fabric of a husband, what makes the fabric of a wife. In general, what we have seen is that the husband is usually drawn towards things of pleasure. It could be, he mostly surrounds himself, and this is generally speaking that he mostly surrounds himself by things that give him pleasure and comfort. And it is for this reason where he is, he's more inclined towards food, towards cigarettes, towards addiction-based things, towards tobacco and so on. He is it is easy for him to be a slave of lazzat, or just things of pleasure. It is easy for him to be a slave of that. Even for that matter, he can be lazy, and there can be a lot of ghafla. And in terms of a woman, it is usually, notice again, generally speaking, that they lack more generosity. They are more constricted in the hearts when it comes to giving. They are not able to open up their hearts and give to people, or in an instant they can speak bad about someone, and it is more easy for them to be more miserly. But of course, there are several pious women who don't share these characteristics, and Allah knows best. Allah has made differences between man and woman. In general, man is looking for comfort, and women are looking for more income, gold, etc. Could be property and so on. And the man's heart is attached to the woman, and the woman's heart in general gets attached towards things of this dunya. And this is where the basis of the problem begins. Man wants someone who is completely directed to him, and someone who is always only taking care of him. But the hearts of the women are so directed towards the materialistic world that women might get more happy when you give them something of gold, or you give them a set of great clothes or so on. She gets more happy with that. So this is one place where the problems begin, that the man's heart is attached to the woman's heart is attached to a lot of the materialistic world, and as the woman starts to desire more of the materialistic world, man starts to become more unrest, because he's trying to satisfy the wife, he's trying to fulfill all the demands and desires and so on. At the back of the mind, a lot of the scholars have also said that there is a certain kind of lack of intelligence or a stupidity which can be rested in the back of the mind of a woman. And it is for this reason where she might say something hurtful when the husband and the wife might be celebrating over something, but the wife might utter something which is going to pain the husband, and the woman unfortunately doesn't even realize. And we can't entirely blame her. Sometimes it is even from shaitan that these things are said. And and then and, and then the halat and the problems, they start to navigate the situation. So when this happens, we have to realize that this has also come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then there is some tarbiyah hidden in it. This is for our islah. And instead of fighting, we have to realize that women have been spoken as someone who has half the intelligence of a man, which is why it is said that when you need to prove something, you need either two men, or you need one man and two women. So two women equate one man. But today women consider themselves to be the most intelligent, and it is hard for them to listen to anyone but themselves. The husband and the wife are a big rahmah for each other, and the weaknesses of man and woman have been clearly spoken in the Quran and the Hadith. And because of once we know the weaknesses of each other, we should not be fighting over that. We should not be troubling each other over that. And men also don't realize that the pains that a woman needs to go through on a day-to-day basis. How much should a woman work? Do men not realize that they have to take care of everything practically to be able to give the comfort of a good family life to a husband? An ideal woman would be someone who takes care of her house, her husband, the relatives of the husband, and kids. And these are usually the four topmost things that a wife is. She would be one of the best of wives who would take care of these four things: the house, the husband, the relatives of both sides, and the children. So there's a lot of heaviness when you look at these. These are complicated subjects. All four of them taking care of it for the husband, for the wife, is not easy, and only Allah can make it easy. Now, after that, the husband also wants that the wife should be taking care of him, and he needs khidmah. So it makes it more complicated, especially with a corporate career. If a wife has a corporate career and now she's spending 8 to 12 hours each day, and then where would she find the time after her work and her sleep? Where would she find the time to take care of the husband, the children, the relatives, and the house, and so on? It becomes difficult because time just flies away. Therefore, just as our beloved Prophet ﷺ, he made life easy for his wives. He would make their work lighter. He would make it easier by involving himself in household work. So don't put that extra burden on the wife. I mean, we bring friends over, and now we expect the wives to also take care of them, and we'll call one or two people and just add that pressure. Now Allah has made a lot of comfort in the creation of women so that they can take care of men in a good way. And when you look at how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed them, if it weren't for that way, it would have been difficult for them to take care of us. The Prophet ﷺ has repeatedly said that forgive them, and it is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows their hidden nature, their raz. What constitutes of them. Women have a very strong multidimensional focus. They can look at many things at the same time, and they don't even realize it. They have many things popping in their heads. There are many things coming every now and then, and That way, their brain is very, very, very densely connected. Sometimes there are usually four states that women can be in. They're sometimes as innocent as a child. Sometimes they're like a princess. Sometimes a dictator, and sometimes as spiritual as Rabia Basri. Now, when she's in the state of being a dictator, and you might say something, and suddenly she's going to react to it, and there's going to be a fight. So therefore it is important to forget 99% of the issues, let go of the issues. And our beloved Prophet Ali Wasallam has also taught us this, that let go of the just you have to let go of what they say, because ultimately if the family life is not good, then all the efforts get spoiled by both sides. And it is important that the whole day is spent towards taking care and building a good family life. Now, women's moods, women have mood swings, which is common, and man does not like them, and they end up having fights. And especially in the times that we are in, of mobile phones, it is becoming increasingly complex, because the moment there is an issue between the husband and the wife might immediately pick up the phone and call her mother or father, and this just adds fuel to the fire. Uh, as a principle, it should be practiced that after nikah, um, the family affairs should not be discussed with your parents, or because the moment the parents get involved, and you've picked up the phone and you've told your set of parents, and when they get involved and both of them get involved, the family life becomes miserable, because now the relationships become very sour for you to even find a solution in that. And may Allah help us in that. May Allah protect us from that. And around the world, we see a lot of families breaking today, because the moment the girl's parents get to know that, this boy is troubling my daughter, and then they got involved. And um, uh, it is best that after marriage, the husband and the wife are told that you both live a peaceful life. Please don't involve us. You handle each other. Find the balance. Find the mean balance where you can take care of each other in the best possible way. The wife must learn how to handle the husband. The husband must learn how to handle the wife, and not come with complaints every now and then, because the house will get broken once both set of in-laws get involved. Unfortunately, before marriage, there is no preparation done for both husband and the wife. Marriage is not just where you make the girl dress up in ornaments and get ready and send. There are more things involved in that. You have to, because she's going into a very unknown destination. She doesn't know what problems will she face with, and there's no preparation in that, because a lot of the people don't even know that. So we have listed down, my father listed down a lot of the things in his book, Learn to Swim Before You Sink. It is available on darulqulub.com. You can download it. It is in English, Urdu, Arabic as well. So inshallah you can read. We have tried to, well, he has tried to put down all the important points and the DNA of both man and woman in terms of married life and so on. Inshallah, we will have a series of lectures, inshallah, on the relationship between husband and wife. And may Allah bless us with the ilm of marital life. May He bless us with the comfort of it. And please log on to darulqulub.com and you can learn more there. Please also, if you find these lectures helpful, please send it to people who might benefit from it as well. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.